Now we'll start the way we do every time.
How do you feel about that?
Okay.
Yard snail. Hold.
Hey!
We started with 16. By day's end, we'll have a champion. Will it be Chris Barnes, our U.S. Open winner from this year? Perhaps Brian Kretzer from Dayton, Ohio, bidding for the Skills Challenge Championship. Or Brian Voss, the PBA Hall of Famer. He's won a major title before in his career. Maybe a Skills Challenge Championship as well. Parker Bohm III, another Hall of Famer. And the left-hander remaining. We are coming to you from the Dallas Metroplex. Bottom left of your screen, there's Reunion Arena, former home of the Mavs and the Stars. Don Carter All-Star Lanes West, the home of this Skills Challenge. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson with you, and Randy, time now to explain those rules.
Dave, if a player converts a predetermined skill shot, his opponent must convert as well. If he doesn't, the player that converted gets a strike. First player to 3 strikes wins. And remember, the winner of this event pockets $20,000.
Here are the brackets. Barnes, Kretzer in the semifinal. And Parker Bohm III against Brian Voss, 2 Hall of Famers head-to-head in the other.
Great, you get to embarrass me right out of the get-go.
We're going to do it this lane. All right, what we're going to try and do here is with Richie Wolf's Columbia bowling ball. Use my opposite hand, which is my left hand, and make the 110 with the ball hitting both pins.
You heard it there from Chris. Got to be lefty. And a 7.8 Randy rating. Tough shot to start the competition.
Oh, got a chance. Wow, he's made this every time in the Skills Challenge competition. He makes it look easy.
It doesn't have to.
He throws it better left-handed, Dave, than I do right-handed. Look at the stroke motion, the ball covering both the 1 and the 10.
Kretzer must answer, otherwise Chris has a strike. Too much hook for Brian. Leaves the head pin.
That's so unfair.
1 strike to none, Chris Barnes.
And just dumb luck.
Leading us to the Skills Challenge matchup.
40 TV finals for Chris Barnes, only 3 for Brian Kretzer. You see his 04-05 rank, second.
Chris Barnes had a tour-high 5 TV appearances this year. 8.8 now. Lefty. Through a chair.
Oh, that's through. Come on. Yeah. Wow.
7 pin there. Looking for at least 9 pins.
Chris Barnes showing his ambidextrous skills.
I'll line it up for you.
His offhand, his left hand. Right through the chair, leaving the ringing 7. Good luck, Brian.
Kretzer's got a match it.
Oh! Chris Barnes yelled yard sale.
Far enough.
And 2 strikes to none for Barnes, closing in on his semifinal match, looking for a spot in the championship round and a chance to win $20,000.
Well, I think the chair is the only thing that kept the ball in the lane on that shot.
No pins down. Now it's the Flying Eagle. This is difficult.
The idea is to hit the left side of that pin that's at approximately 45 feet, for it to skip over that gutter, hit the 10 pin on lane 13, and the ball to hit the 7 pin, which is on lane 12.
We've seen this before. The PBA Miller High Life Skills Challenge with Reyes and Barnes. How about Chris Barnes here?
Oh, that was like a ring of 10. The pin went right around the 10 pin. Watch this. This looks perfect. It starts to spin. It goes right around the 10 pin. Unbelievable.
I cannot conceive of how that pin, spinning the way it was, Randy, missed the 10 on the other lane.
All right, what I'm going to be trying to do here is get the ball on the left side of the head pin, and then hopefully it'll deflect over and split the 7-8 with the ball.
You heard it from Kretzer, 1-7-8. Got to hit all 3 pins. Trying to get on the board with a strike here.
Wow.
Lefty 8.
Too much hook that time. The ball hooked right by the 8 pin. Watch this, looks pretty good right there, and all of a sudden, with a little deflection and all that side roll,
I don't know.
went right by the 8.
Throw me another one
Because
to call.
Kretzer misses, now it's Barnes' shot to call.
Make this the 2-ball one, so you can do all the super hard ones right out of the get-go.
I remember right.
That
would be it.
That is unbelievable.
You heard our tournament director, Kirk Von
Doing here's
Kruger.
a 710. I'm going to put 2 balls in the same hand. One is going to take, let's see, the front ball, which is the one on my thumb, is going to hit the 7-pin. And with any luck, the one in my fingers, which would be the one behind, is going to hit the 10. All right. It's not fair. Brian doesn't carry as much weight on this one.
One regular strike ball, one spare ball. You can see it. A 9-0 Randy rating.
Oh yeah.
How about that? Flush, perfect shot, Chris Barnes.
Yeah, that's sick. Check this out.
I
Two
can't
ball
hold on to
balls,
two
perfect
balls.
arm swing.
It
Makes
don't
it
matter.
look
I can't even hold on to 2 balls.
very, very simple.
Chris described it. I'm not going to begin to tell you which ball is going to hit which pin. The green ball will hopefully hit one, and the yellow ball will hopefully hit the other.
That's all Brian can hope for.
Oh, that's close.
They tumble over each other.
Oh, wow.
Just missed the 10-pin, and Barnes sweeps his way into the final.
That was a good effort.
3 strikes to none. So we know one competitor in the championship match. It will be Chris Barnes from Flower Mound, Texas, close to Dallas. Hall of Fame battle is next. The Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge on ESPN is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. Big D, Dallas, Texas, hosting our PBA Miller High Life Skills Challenge event. Barnes through to the final after a sweeping 3-0 win over Brian Kretzer.
We'll start the way we
Now,
do every
2 Hall of
time.
Famers.
It works perfect so far. It's got me through a couple of rounds, and I think it's going to get me through another round or 2.
What are we doing, Parker?
We got to dig out a couple of chairs here.
Sounds like the chair shot to me. Oh, man, I forgot to practice my
Okay,
strike shot.
let's see here. We're going to try 3.
I didn't practice my strike ball.
This is my specialty shot, folks.
Oh, boy.
Brian, you ready for this, buddy?
We've seen plenty of this shot from Parker Bone III leading
Let's
up to
see
the
if we can't
semifinal
pull this
round.
one off. Now, everybody, see, in a polite way, I would really like to put 3 people on these chairs. Hold on one second. I can't quite do that today because that chair is plastic. And if I happen to blunder, which I'm not going to, but if I happen to hit that leg, unfortunately, it's probably going to wrap around and go under the chair, and therefore you will be laying belly up. That wouldn't be a good thing. All right, Brian. 1 ball down the lane, through the 3 chairs, nothing but 10 pins down at the other end.
Talk about a challenging shot. Parker Bone III. He's made it before with bodies in the chairs. Now they're empty. 3 chairs. Does it again. All 10 down the pit. Parker Bone III.
And when it comes to throwing balls between chair legs, that's a bad man.
Okay. 10 means you got to look at 8 for you folks out there in Wonderland. And I can't go too far to the right. Okay, so I'm going to go a little straighter. All right.
Brian Voss had a great season. But it doesn't help you too much in the skills challenge when you've got to go through chairs. And despite making 5 shows, including the World Championship in Ypsilanti, Michigan, a strike for Parker leading us to the matchup.
Yeah, talk about Hall of Fame matchups. 173 TV finals combined between these 2 great professionals.
Now Parker's going to place a marker on the lane. Got to roll the ball over that marker and strike. Another challenging effort for Parker Bone III.
Yeah, and another one of those accuracy shots that Parker likes to do.
We hit it.
Yes, he did, Brian. Over the marker and all 10 down. And Voss must answer or he's down 2 strikes to none.
Oh, boy, barely got there.
Well, you could hear this ball roll over the
Barely
tape.
got there. But fortunately, the ball
10.
fell over.
Let's see if Voss can do it. Well, he does strike, but did he get the ball over the marker? No.
I know.
A
I missed by
second
this much.
strike for Parker. Just missed it, Randy.
Oh boy, down 2-0.
Wow, just a board left. He missed it by an inch.
Close.
Convert the 7-pin using only one finger to throw the ball.
Okay.
Yes, 7-pin.
So Parker to within one strike of wrapping up the semifinal match
I
to
got
face
confidence
Chris
in you
Barnes in
this
the
time.
finals. Got to get that 7-pin with just one finger. You can use your regular
looks good.
bowling hand. For Parker, it's his left.
Okay. That'll be the 10-pin for me.
That would be a 10-pin for you.
Wish me luck, honey. It's now or never. I got 20,000 reasons to try and make this. Here we go.
He wants to win the $20,000 first place prize by taking the whole competition. He gets to go for the 10-pin as a right-hander and converts to stay alive. It's a big shot under pressure.
Yeah, it sure is. A lot to be said about a straight arm swing. Brian Voss has
A little
one.
more.
Parker Bone III has one.
Shot's not good.
That's why they're able to direct that ball on the intended line, only using one finger.
So Parker still calls the shot. 4, 6, 7, 10. Yes,
Tell you
it's the
the
big
truth,
4.
Brian, I'd like nothing better than for all 4 of these pins to fall.
2 balls out of one hand. One is a spare ball, as you can see.
Oh, no.
He's done it.
Oh, no.
And Brian again faces elimination unless he makes this shot.
Little slow motion replay. Watch this. Parker Bone very, very good at the 2 balls in one hand shot. Brian Voss certainly no slouch as well. He must convert.
Again, the pressure's on BV.
Bye-bye.
Doesn't look good. Yeah, he knew it. All 4 up. That means Parker Bone III wins the semifinal match.
Terrible.
And he'll take on Chris Barnes for the title and a $20,000 first place prize.
I didn't even get to draw.
That's how things stand. Barnes a 3-0 win. In Dallas today over Brian Kretzer, and Parker Bone III sweeps past Brian Voss. It's Chris Barnes in the final against Parker Bone III. It's all coming your way next. Back in Dallas, we check in with the Miller High Life re-rack. How about making the 710 on TV, folks? Only been done 3 times ever. Once, 1991 by John Mazza. Before that, it's only been done by Mark Ross. This was the second ever 710 TV conversion ever in PBA Tour history. Done the same year, believe it or not, Tucson, Arizona. Jess Stayrook, the lefty, another 710 conversion as the 7 rolls across the deck to get number 10. And the 710 has not been converted on TV since then, 1991.
Not that one.
We'll see some great skills challenge shots here coming up. We're ready for the final. Chris Barnes, Parker Bone III. Barnes, a tremendous season, winning the U.S. Open, his first ever major.
Okay, lane 11.
We've got time now for our Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge matchup. Parker Bone III to Chris Barnes.
A battle of a Hall of Famer and a future Hall of Famer. Chris Barnes won his first major this season. Parker Bone III won his 30th title
You have to hit the 2-3.
in El Paso this season.
Split them, and keep it on line enough to also split the 8-9. If you're off a little bit on either one, it doesn't work out so good.
This is a challenging shot to begin the final. 2-3-8-9. With a spare ball, it's got to be perfect placement. Oh! He knows his shot, Randy.
Again, we've seen him do this before. Absolutely perfect. Splits the 2-3 and the 8-9
That was perfect.
with a spare ball right down the center of the lane.
So Parker tries to answer here
Trouble.
and leaves
That's
2
trouble.
pins. 1 strike for Chris Barnes, getting that much closer. $20,000 as the winner of our competition.
Looks like Parker used a little bit too much angle here. Maybe should have moved further left and gone a little bit straighter.
I will leave him as is. All
Chris
right, the idea is to
Barnes.
go through both chairs and strike without making a yard sale out there.
Chris will try to take something out of Parker Bone III's book. This is normally his specialty shot. 1, 2, and all 10 down. No people in the chairs.
Well, no fresh bodies in the chairs, but, you know, Chris only used 2 chairs. We've seen Parker Bone III use 4 chairs.
So, in theory, this should be a cakewalk for Parker Bone III. Only 2 chairs, no one in them. Easy, right? You better believe it. Still 1 strike to none for Barnes.
Yeah, this is like shooting fish in a barrel for Parker Bone III with only 2 chairs up.
Make the ball hit the 1 and then deflect off that and hit the 10.
Another one of Chris's real ace shots here. The 110 shooting left-handed. It'll be a righty shot for Parker Bone III.
Oh, that's got to hook a lot.
Not this time, leaves number 10.
Got it too far to the left. This ball had no chance of getting to the right side of the head pin.
No, that cameraman can catch, right?
So, Randy, what was it you said about 4 chairs? Specialty shot for Parker Bone III. Try to get himself a strike in this match where the first person to 3 strikes wins. And he's got 4 chairs on the lane again. He's got to go through all 4.
Just that minor adjustment sometimes that we need.
Can't touch any of the chairs, and you have to strike on the other side.
Oh, boy. Hey,
Kirk.
good luck.
I'll tell you what, Kirk. I hope you didn't jinx me on this one.
Having some fun with Kirk Von Kruger, our tournament director on the PBA Tour.
Obviously, folks, object is to throw the ball, missing all of the chairs, yet knocking over all 10 pins. So, let's try that.
This should be easy without any people in the chairs for Parker. We've seen him convert that as well. How about it? Through all 4, another strike for Parker Bone III.
Dave, there's nothing easy about this shot. You have to be very precise and very accurate. Ball speed has to be perfect. Not only to get the ball through the chairs, but to strike.
That's just...
Slow motion shows us the path to the pocket. Through the chairs, no less, for Parker.
This one's easy. Go ahead.
So Barnes has the match. He leads 1 strike to none. This is the final. Where takes home 20,000. Converts on a great shot through all 4. Clean as a whistle.
He picked his path to the pocket, he set the chairs perfectly, and he executed perfectly.
Hey, well, I'm a believer in beginner's luck.
We need another one there, Michelle.
Great look from our crew, laying level into the pocket for Chris Barnes.
Need some help.
They go
Yeah, I
back to
gotta make
Parker.
sure I don't lose it off my hand.
He'll try the
problem
7-10
there.
split. 2 balls thrown out of 1 hand.
Just a minor one.
You saw on the re-rack how seldom the 7-10
much
happens
better.
in real bowling competition. 2 balls, a bit easier, Randy, and Parker Bone III takes care of business.
Well, this guy makes it just about every time with 2 balls in 1
Must have
hand.
been that little adjustment.
Yeah.
We'll see if Barnes has the
Oh,
answer.
back up a little.
It won't, Chris, and a strike for Parker Bone III. So he is on the board. 1 strike each.
Chris Barnes proving that it's not as easy as it looks.
Now Chris Barnes' shot. He'll try to throw a ball
You don't want to put a couple more
through a
chairs
chair
down
with the opposite hand
You?
and get at least 9.
there? Oh, no.
Use my opposite hand. We're gonna get it through that chair. Some luck. And get 9 or better.
The scene is set with
got
the
through.
left.
Come on. Oh!
How about it? Opposite hand, no less for Chris Barnes. Spectacular shot.
You know, Mark Roth was great with his opposite hand, his left hand. I think Chris Barnes might be better.
Uh-oh.
That was not pretty.
Parker Bone, the third, catches a lot of chair and only a few pins. And Barnes within one strike down of winning the competition.
2-5-10.
Chris's shot to call now.
All right.
3-5-7.
We're going to hook it down there and try and make it hit all three of these pins.
If he makes it, puts the pressure on Parker Bone the third. There they are. The hook ball gets everything taken care of for Barnes.
All about speed,
I got to think about this one here.
revolutions, and a lightweight bowling ball.
Parker needs an answer. Chris knows he's closing in on the $20,000 first place prize. For him, the 2-5-10 is a lefty, and that's it. Chris Barnes has won the PBA Miller High Life Skill Challenge. 3 strikes to 1 in the final over Parker Bone the third.
Chris Barnes showing that he may be borderline ambidextrous.
Well, Patrick Allen won the earnings title this year with over $350,000, but $20,000 more into the pocket of Chris Barnes by winning our Skills Challenge today. The Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge on ESPN is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly, this is the High Life. Chris Barnes comes to us from Flower Mound, Texas, just about half an hour north of downtown, and between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas. And he is our champion here at Don Carter All-Star Lanes West. Talk about enjoying the home lane success. $20,000 goes to Chris Barnes, who over and over again, Randy, throughout the competition, displayed incredible skill.
Yeah, honestly, the difference for Chris Barnes was he was able to cover up Parker's skill shots. He was able to get it underneath the chairs and convert where others weren't.
The top skill shot of our show today has to be Parker Bone III converting the big 4 with the 2 balls. However, he falls a little short of Chris Barnes. He is the champion. Now the check presentation by Kurt Von Kruger.
Chris, on behalf of Miller High Life and the Professional Bowlers Association, I'd like to congratulate you at being the first champion for the Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge. A check for $20,000.
I'd like to thank Miller High Life for putting on this challenge. It was a great event. I think we had a blast doing it. I think it was fun to watch. Thanks to everybody for coming out and supporting this, and we'll look forward to doing it again next year.
With his wife Linda, Ryan Troy, the twins alongside enjoying Dad's big day, $20,000. We've enjoyed bringing you the Miller High Life PBA Skills Challenge. For my partner Randy Peterson, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Dallas, Texas. It's been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Happy day for Chris Barnes.